was reading a book in the woods recently, and I was thinking to myself, damn, why do I love this so much? Why is this so great? I'm so at peace, how come nothing else in my life feels this way? Not photography, not filmmaking, not design, certainly not my day job. Basically, none of the things that take up the vast majority of my time feel like that. There's a pressure and an expectation, I think, on artists, both internal and external, to make something of our creativity all the time. To take any talent or affinity or hobby and monetize it. Turn it into a side hustle or a business or a YouTube channel or a social media account. And I think that now more than at any other time in history, we create things for other people or for audiences, however small or large they might be. And because of social media and the success of others, we have this mindset that if no one sees it, it has no value. I know we've all experienced this as artists and as creatives, when people look at something that you wrote or drew or painted or a photo you took and they say, oh, you should do something with this. But the thing is, you already have. You made something with your own hands, and your creativity manifested itself in physical form, which is already something. You've already done something with it. But I think the initial reaction so much of the time is market it, promote it, sell it, profit from it. I think it's especially critical for people who are already trying to monetize some hobby or art form or creative pursuit like I'm doing here on YouTube. Yeah, it's very critical to have some kind of side hobby that you don't monetize. Just something that makes you feel creative or productive or satisfied or even just at peace or relaxed. I think the key thing here is that it just has to be something you enjoy, not be successful at or compete for or work toward, but just something to enjoy. And there are countless pastimes that qualify. It doesn't even necessarily have to be creative. For instance, if you're a painter trying to sell your paintings, you don't have to go pick up photography. It could just be reading or video games or board games or chess club or whatever. The truth is, I think it's much more about how you approach the hobby or the pastime than what you get from it. Or maybe what you get from it is the difference in your approach to that thing. Artists just need some kind of creative outlet or hobby that we can be fully selfish over. I just don't think it's the same for more right-brained, analytical kind of people, I think for a lot of folks, it's easier to just kind of pick up a hobby or a pastime, or maybe even just watch TV after work because you're not already expending so much of your free time energy, that precious, time that we all have so little of to do with whatever we want. People with careers that they're passionate about or at least driven by don't tend to spend their free time in the same way pursuing some side hustle or trying to monetize or work towards, making their passion their full-time pursuit. They're happy or satisfied with just the function that they serve, the job that they do, the career that they have, etc. I'm almost jealous of that in a way, people who can find satisfaction from just their work, the thing that is paying their bills. But yeah, when you put pressure on any kind of creative pursuit, something that you're really truly passionate about to your core, it feels very specific and personal and vulnerable. And so I think when you put pressure on that to perform or pay the bills, you can oftentimes lose what makes it so special to you in the first place. I love photography and videography, but my goals here necessitate that my ideas and output are packaged in a certain way that is desirable and consumable by the public, or at least by the small chunk of the public who's interested in what I have to say. And this is something I've come to terms with. I'm really comfortable with it. Marketing and SEO is what I do in my day job. And so for me, this is kind of just another problem to solve, similar to what I do in my 9-to-5 career. You know, how do I take the things that I'm passionate about and package them in a way that is algorithm friendly enough, but also doesn't totally forfeit the core value and passion that drove it in the first place back before I started YouTube and so on. So for me, a lot of the time, that non-monetized hobby, that escape pod, so to speak, is reading and writing. I just love getting to kind of exist in somebody else's creativity and somebody else's world for a few hours at a time, or even 10 minutes at a time. It's nice. It's something that I don't have to put any pressure on, that I can just purely enjoy for the sake of enjoying and consuming, for me, selfishly. I don't want or need an audience out of it, following, revenue. It's not a side hustle. You get the point. So yeah, maybe if that's something that you feel like you're missing in your life, especially if creativity has felt kind of heavy or forced, or like you've lost control of it, or it's taken on a mind of its own, try and find that creative escape, or that low pressure hobby that you can just enjoy. I'm not sure if I would consider art to be fundamentally transactional, or if this idea of art having value is something that is, you know, truly new or novel in this society, this era that we live in. I just think the context around art and how we consume it, and therefore how it is appraised and valued and displayed and sold, has changed irreversibly. And it stems obviously from necessity. Artists have bills to pay too, and we would all prefer to pay those bills doing something that feels to us like a passion, like something that we can truly care about and put ourselves into. You have to wonder, if this necessity didn't exist, if artists were somehow exempt from having to pay the rent, you know, some kind of utopian society where creative people were identified at birth to just like make the world a better, more colorful, satisfying place to live. What would the outcome be? Would it be happier artists? Would it be purposeless artists? Who knows? Maybe just unhappy, right-brained people that have to keep the world functioning while the artists all, you know, frolic with paintbrushes out in the field. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, from one creative to another, find something that you can use as an escape from that, because you deserve something that you can feel totally selfish over, that belongs to you and only you. And do me a favor and tell me how it goes for you once you find that thing, or if you've already found it, tell me what that thing is. Or if I'm totally wrong, you can tell me that too. It's the internet after all. The comments are an open discussion. Either way, thank you very much for your time. As always, you know I appreciate the support. Don't be afraid to help me out with the algorithm, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you once again for watching, and I will see you very soon in the next one.